Hello everybody. I am here to give you a demo of what I've been working on to kind of get distance learning working. So I switched over to Guacamole, an open source application slash desktop presentation software. All it requires is on the endpoint, the client accessing is a HTML5 browser, which Chromebooks all have. So I'm here on the Chromebook. Let me show you. This is an Acer R11. It's about 4 to 5 years old. It should be pretty much what students would be using or close to it. I want to give you an idea of the performance that you can sort of expect. So this screen, I want to bring to your attention the screen resolution this Chromebook is on. It's 1366 by 768 native resolution. This is kind of a standard Chromebook resolution for its price range. Um, so let's get started. So just want to show you this. And so all you need is a browser. So I have this setup. It's just your browser. This is nothing fancy. We can actually do it on really PC, Mac, or anything. I did do some branding. So I have a test student account. This has been granted access to a machine in my office, a PC machine, and I will show you the performance. This also supports Macs as well, and I'll show you kind of the issues with it as well. Due to the fact that Macs were never designed for remote access, the features and capabilities are a lot more limited, and performance is also not where Microsoft is. Microsoft Remote Desktop Protocol really is one of the most advanced and fastest remote access protocols out there. But let me log in. This student account has been granted access to only one computer, so it knows that and it immediately brings them to the machine. It doesn't ask you to click around, and I'll show you with another account. So sign in. Password. This is a Dell desktop in the office again. I'm not gonna, unfortunately, I don't want to sign into Creative Cloud because that as soon as I sign in, this will take up one of the licenses. I do not want to take it. We have limited seats on that. This can get a little confusing. There, notice there are two. This URL bar is the actual computer. This is the URL bar of the computer I am remoted into. So let me close this. It actually complains that my screen resolution is a little low. Some application may not work well. If you look at the resolution we're running, it doesn't show me this. Wish I can tell you easily. But anyway, uh, this resolution, Microsoft Remote Desktop Protocol, will detect the view a resolution of your browser, and it'll scale it, and it'll adjust the resolution accordingly. This is 1-to-1 pixel translation, right? Well, no translation. It's 1-to-1 pixels, which, as you can see, it looks pretty crisp, looks pretty clear on my Chromebook. The screen capturing is upscaled to, I believe, 1080p. So it may look a little more blurry, but trust me, it's a one-to-one translation on this one. So let me give you an idea of kind of performance. Let's go to here. I just use Maya. I don't know how to use Maya, but I'll throw in some objects and kind of spin it around, trying to give an idea of performance. An air, here's a cube, here's a cone, a donut, I guess. Let me zoom in. I'll use my mouse so you can get an idea of performance. Let me rotate this around. Again, keep in mind that this is the best case scenario. I have a Chromebook. I have a very good internet connection. Um, so performance would matter a lot based on the last mile, the student's internet connection. Um, what else can I do on this? Rendering? I don't know. This? I have no idea how to do this. how to use this. Okay, so it kind of changed that. Generally, I think it's kind of acceptable, but I I don't use this program. I don't know this program, and I'm using very little objects. But anyway, let me close this. I'm not going to save this. Come back here. Let's go to Google Earth. This one will give you kind of an animation. You can get an idea of the animation, how fast or how slow it is, whether it's acceptable or not acceptable. My input lag is pretty good where I'm clicking, and it's pretty follows me along pretty well. Let's go to Coal, one of our data centers. You can see it zoom out, zoom in, kind of rotate it around. Let me zoom in some more, pan around. Yeah, a general idea of how it behaves. Let me close this. I don't need this. And that's kind of about it for this demo. I want to keep it short. I don't want to make this video too long. I still have to show you the Mac stuff. So anyway, student's done. I'm going to log off. Sign out. I'm going to log out. I'm going to sign in with my other account. This one has access to multiple machines. I have access to 3 machines, 2 Macs, but Macs are a lot more finicky. I'm going to try to attack. This is a physical Mac, iMac, and let's see if I can get into it. All right, I am able to get into it. It is considerably slower to start this photo. Oh, actually, there you go. Notice it looks really, really hard to see. This is where the iMac's high resolution it becomes a problem. So this is, I believe this is a Retina iMac. So it's about 1440p or even higher, might even be 4K. So you're capturing 4K of pixels and bringing it down to to less than 720p. So 4 to 5 pixels down to 1, you will lose quality, right? This is kind of the things we will have to live with. What I can do is it'll make it a little bit better by going full screen. This may cut out for you because I'm outputting screen, but let's see if it works. Okay, so it's a little bit better, right? It doesn't have to do as much compression from 4 pixels, maybe down from like 5 pixels to 1. Maybe now it's 4 to 1, so it looks a little bit better. Performance is okay-ish, but again, this is not much going on. And I have a third-party application that will allow me to change resolution outside of what is allowed. There are performance hits with that because OS X is optimized for the resolutions that they built it for. So, but as you see, look at how pixelated things are. It's just not smooth because of how much work needs to be done in order to see this. So I'm going to drop this. It's really hard to read the text. So let me bring up my noticeably more laggy. Again, a lot of useless pixels being transmitted back and forth. Come on. But we'll get a better performance once I drop it to a resolution that's more usable on the Chromebook. There you go. So It's actually 2488 by 1152. I'm going to drop it to a non-retina resolution to I'm going to drop it to a 720. I'm going to drop it to 720p non-retina. Does this thing. Okay, much better, right? Performance is better, but it's still nowhere near as Microsoft Remote Desktop Protocol. This is not my iMac. I'm borrowing somebody's for this demo, so I don't have any of the CAD stuff here, but I can definitely show you Google Earth again, just to give you an idea. It's a lot more choppy. VNC basically captures the output of your screen and presents it here. So there's an additional layer as well. All right, so let's go to our other data center. Not too bad. But again, I'm using a much lower resolution. Management is a lot more finicky as well. And kind of move around. It's acceptable. You can also disable certain animations on the OS. There's a bunch of command lines we can run that'll minimize the animation time and all that. But this is kind of what it'll be. See, I'm scrolling, you see the lag tearing, but that's about it. Let me close out of this. I'm done here. Let me log out. Go back, and I'm going to sign out of here. I'm going to go in with my one final demo. Kind of your teacher account, if you will. So if you go down here, you can actually see how long the user was logged in, who logged in, kind of auditing, if you will. So that was the Windows computer. This was the iMac that I signed into. So I was on there a whole 5 minutes. And you can restrict how many connections can go in here. But this is kind of the lay of the land for this. And let me end this demo now.